Know which moments will be the ones they remember forever. So take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 1-877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
WOKB, Winter Garden, Orlando.
Welcome to Real Family Talk with your host, Jay Real, where we talk about real issues facing us today. Enjoy the show. Real Family Talk. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another week. It's Real Family Talk. This is your host, Jay Real. Hope everybody's having a great Tuesday evening. You got to forgive me. I got a little bit of a cough, so my voice sounds a little weird this evening. Blame it on the cough. Blame it on the cough. It's the cough. It's not me. But welcome. I want to go ahead and introduce the panel tonight. Welcome him here tonight as well. I got Jeremy's back in the building. He's off vacation, y'all. How you doing tonight, Jeremy?
I'm good. It's good to be back in the great city of Orlando, Florida. Was in D.C. all last week. Nation's capital, y'all. It's an experience.
Yeah,
it is an experience.
It is definitely an experience anytime you go to the nation's capital. You didn't see the president, did you, Jeremy?
No, I don't believe he was there. And I believe if we would have tried to find out if he was there, we would have been effectively taken down by the many police up there.
Well, maybe you get a handshake, a little shadow or something. Maybe they wouldn't take you down for that. But that's okay. I'm sure you enjoyed yourself, right?
Yeah, but I don't think y'all really even realize how many police are up there. Like every department has their own police. There's the Secret Service, obviously, for the president, to guard the White House. You got the police for the Capitol building. The Department of Agriculture has a police department. Did y'all know that?
I did not know that.
I did not.
We have to protect the fruit. It's very, very important. The fruit is important.
The fruit is important.
It is.
People like to eat, man. You
yes,
gotta eat.
They do.
You gotta eat.
But
man.
I just thought that was very interesting. The Department of Agriculture had a police department. But anyway.
DC, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
That's why the government's so big, man. That's why they need all them checks, man. They need all them taxes. Miss McCrae is in the building. How you doing tonight, Miss McCrae?
What's going on, everybody?
Oh, and Mr. Micah King is back there on the boards tonight. How you doing, Mr. King?
I'm doing good. Doing real good.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Let's jump right in. We're going to discuss the Olympics a little bit tonight. That's the big thing going on right now, man. A lot of things happening with the Olympics, man. We're doing really well, too. We compete in China. China's the biggest next competitor in terms of overall medals right now. But we're holding our own. Before we get there, though, just going to throw some things out. Of course, next week is the election, not the primaries, Democratic primary next week, August 14th. I believe early voting started as well already. So if you want to early vote, I believe you can go ahead and do that. And then, of course, August 14th is the big date. A lot of big things happening with our community. We seem to be focused more about District 46, Florida House District 46, Florida House District 45, and the Senate campaign that has Ms. Thompson and Ms. Siplin competing heavily as well. A couple crazy things, though, keep happening in Florida House District 46. One of the candidates, the one that was here last week, Ms. Rosalind Johnson, funny, man, she's been tweeting, or at least Facebooking, about how apparently someone is purposely destroying her signs. Really?
Wow.
This is just it's not, I understand, I'm calling it local, right? Because locally, it's our local community that's really being affected here.
Yeah.
But people out just destroying her signs, apparently on about 3 or 4 different occasions, she's had to go out and repair her signs. The crazy part is her sign is not in some random location where her sign is the only sign present. Her sign is there with other people running for office, not only hers, but other offices as well. But her sign is the only one being destroyed. Like somebody's purposely destroying her sign. That is just crazy stuff. I mean, I've heard of, political negative campaigning, but really?
Right.
Destroying signs? I mean,
That's
there's no
what we do.
TV commercials out, so I guess the only thing you can do is destroy signs, I guess.
Check the fingerprints.
Check the fingerprints, that's right, and get some powder and see what's going on with that. But yeah, they are voting next week, August 14th. So what I want to do, I'm not going to discuss the candidates tonight, but I am going to go ahead and just kind of open the lines for the people out there. Don't want to hear from the candidates. You've heard from you guys. I want to hear from the people, though. 407-894-1680, 407-894-1680. So like I said, the topic of the night is going to be about the Olympics, but if you want to call in and tell us about your favorite candidate, people, again, I don't want to hear from the candidates. I'm talking about people. But if you want to call in tonight, tell us about your favorite candidate and tell us really quickly about why your favorite candidate is the one people should be voting for. Feel free. The phone lines are open all hour for the people to do that. As one last plea for your favorite candidate, the people are welcome to do that all show long, regardless of what we're discussing at that moment. 407-894-1680. 407-894-1680 is the number. Remember, the people are welcome to call in and make one last plea for your favorite candidate, whomever they are. Feel free to give us a call and tell us why the people should be voting for them. You know, one thing I just realized this: the Democratic primary is actually a closed primary. So people like me, not Republicans, talking about independents.
That's what you call yourself?
Independents. Independents.
Sure?
Mm-hmm.
We have I have no right to make any decisions in this particular vote here. So a little disappointed about that. Not that I can vote for any of the candidates we've been discussing, but because I live in Lake County, not Orange. But yeah, I'm not allowed to vote in this particular primary. It is a Democratic-only primary. So
But why would you want to vote if that's not the part of your party?
why would I want to vote?
Yeah, if that's not the party you affiliate. If you don't like either of the candidates anyway, if that's not the party you're affiliated with. Why would you care who goes in the final? Because you're not going to vote for them anyway. You're going to vote for the Republican.
Well, I think in any, well, first of all, in these districts, with the exception of District 13 for Senate, sir, there's only Democrats to vote for. So there are no Republicans out there to vote for. And as the name implies, independent, that means that I'm not out to vote for a Republican. I'm not out to vote for a Democrat. I would simply vote for the person whom I like to bet the best,
So
whether they be Democratic or Republican.
So you have the independents
To
vote,
do what I want.
to vote
That is correct.
for the Republic of what you believe.
There you go. I like that.
I got you.
For the Republic of what I believe.
Okay.
Candidates.
At that moment in time.
What they can do. The Republic of what they can do.
What?
He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know right now. That's all right. Another funny thing I've been noticing in the news real quick, presidential campaigning is going on. They're doing a lot of fundraisers. I'm very surprised to learn that Mitt Romney is outpacing President Obama in fundraising right now.
Why are you surprised?
That's what I was going to say.
Why am I
That's
surprised?
not a surprise.
That is a surprise.
Why?
Why is it not? Why are you not surprised?
As much hate that's being thrown this way, people are trying to, the rich are trying to do as much as they can.
What does that mean, the rich,
The
rich,
super.
rich?
If
You
you
know
look,
what that means.
if you
I
look
don't
at
know
the
what that
stats,
means.
you can look at the stats of
President
who's
Obama has
donating.
the two richest men in the world
Hold
on his side.
Hold on.
What
If
do
you
you
look
mean?
at the stats of
That's
who's
two.
donating, the rich of the rich are donating the max, as opposed to Obama. He's getting $25 from the people. That's written out. You can go look that up right now.
He's getting $25 from the
I'm
people.
just saying
So in
he's getting
Connecticut, when he
more.
raised
What I'm
2.5
saying
million
is,
in the last couple of days.
what I'm saying is, he's receiving more funding from more people, as opposed to Romney and the Republicans are getting lump sums from a
They're
few.
getting chunks.
They're getting chunks from like the top folks. I don't know why you're surprised that they're outraising him.
I am. I'm surprised. I'm surprised. I honestly thought that President Obama would outraise Mitt Romney in this particular election. But when you think about the sheer numbers, because right now he's outraised him by $78 million in the last 3 months. But don't get me wrong. I mean, both of these men, I think Romney's raised about $300 million in that particular time period. President Obama has raised about, I believe it's $75 million in that time period. So, I mean, we're talking, not 75, 75, 150, 225. That's what I meant to say. So we're talking about over $500 million in the last 3 months between both of these candidates that they've raised just to basically, defeat each other in that election. To me, that's just the sheer numbers of that. $525 million in 3 months. That is just crazy to me.
It is.
And all of this money is simply to bash the other person in order to get into office.
That's the sad part.
That is just
honestly,
crazy.
that is the sad part.
That is crazy to me that much money is being raised.
Why? That's just.
And it's only August.
Yeah, but I mean, if
he hasn't even picked. Mitt Romney hasn't even said who his VP was going to be yet. That's
to put
crazy.
it in perspective, it's no different than somebody locally out there destroying somebody's signs. It's like, is it really that serious? It's like, you raised all this money to tear somebody down. You going all the way out there just to tear somebody's signs down. Like, come on, man.
That just blows my mind. $525 million in 3 months, and it's August. Wow. So the election is going to raise approximately $1 billion, over $1 billion, I'd imagine, by the time everything's said and done. Over $1 billion just to bash one another against in order to get to the office to make $400,000 a year.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
But is it the current salary they worry about or what's coming later?
Well, they worry about. I mean, it's what's coming later.
Okay.
But nonetheless, that's what we're talking about here. $400,000 a year. Anyway, that's what's going on in the world of politics. But on to the Olympics. There's been a lot of amazing things, of course, that's been happening with the Olympics. The first story that really kind of caught my eye, though, was the gentleman from South Africa who was running in the men's 400 meters. I know his first name is Oscar. I don't want to butcher his last name right now. Maybe one of you guys can find that for me real quick. But his first name is Oscar. He's running South Africa men's 400, no legs. 0 legs on this man. He's running with 2 prosthetics. Now, the funniest thing to me about this story is that there was a lot of uproar to say that he was going to have an advantage in the race because he had no legs and he was running on these prosthetics. So let me get this straight. The man with no legs has an advantage in the race because he's running on these 2 prosthetics. Now, the argument goes, with his prosthetics, they have this little bounce to them.
Right.
And so when you see him stand, they have a little bit of a spring to it. They add a little bit of a spring to his step. But again, this is the man with no legs.
No legs.
Has an advantage over those that did not. Now I watched this. He had 2 races. He didn't make it to the finals, but in his first race, he came in second in the first race. He came in second, and then in his qualifying event, his semifinals race, he actually finished last in that particular race. Now I saw the man's times. The man in the finals, in his semifinals race, he ran about a 46.5 in the 400. Okay. Now, to put that in perspective, I ran the 400 in high school, so I have a pretty good grasp on what it takes to be successful at the 400.
You was a track star?
And so for anybody, for a man with no legs to run a 46.5, the record is 43 point something. I can't remember the last 2 numbers. So the man was 3 seconds off the record with no legs.
No legs.
You gotta be impressed with this man. Did you find his last name? What's the last name?
Pistorius.
So Oscar Pistorius. The man ran a 46.5 with no legs. That alone, kudos to that man.
Yeah.
He didn't win no medals. He didn't even make it to the finals. But the man ran with men who have their legs, who had the function of their legs all their life. He had no legs, and he still essentially competed with the best of the best of the best. You know, so even if he didn't win a medal, I really wanted to see him make it to the finals.
I did
that
too.
That would have been impressive
I
to
did.
see him win. I didn't think he'd win a medal. Man ain't got no legs. How you gonna win a medal? Now, he probably killed the competition in the Special Olympics.
Paralympic.
But
yeah.
in the Paralympics, thank you. But come on, man. But I couldn't believe that there was an argument to say that it would be unfair advantage for him.
But you don't know who developed those prosthetics.
So you saying he got like some extra?
I'm just
rocket
saying.
boosters?
I'm not saying rocket boosters, but like I said, if them things had a little extra spring in them, essentially that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to bounce off the ground as fast as you can onto the next leg, correct?
No, what he's trying to do is not have some stiff leg out there that was going to cause a whole bunch of pressure pushing up against.
I understand
his
that.
kneecap.
No, I'm not saying I'm against him. All I'm saying is I can halfway see the argument. You know, if you feel like, okay, him with that, if he's springing a lot more, as far as you got to put a lot more effort in because you have obviously a full leg.
I'm gonna say this like this.
You have to train all the muscles in your leg.
If you lose a race to a man with legs and you got legs, then you deserve to lose that race.
No.
Shame on you.
Well, hold on now. There was a story on Real Sports about, I don't know if y'all remember Dominique Mociano. She was an Olympian in '96.
Her sister.
Now, she had a sister that she didn't realize she had. The sister actually located her. But her parents basically left her at the hospital because she was born without legs. Now, this woman competed in high school sports with no legs.
Basketball.
Like she played basketball on the floor with no legs, grabbing rebounds, all this stuff. Now, this is not a joke. She was a tumbler, the best in the county. You know, she did all these sports now without any prosthetics. Now, that's impressive.
That's impressive. You have to look it up. And where she was, her legs stopped like right under the hip.
Right. So it wasn't even like not trying to be funny, but it was like no nub to stand on. You know what I'm saying? Seriously.
He said no.
I mean, I'm being honest. Like it's not like because the guy from South Africa, he had somewhere you could place a prosthetic.
Right by his knee.
She didn't even have none of that.
Well, and some of the part of the controversy is they're thinking that this may open a wide door to other Paralympic athletes coming into the able-bodied Olympics, and possibly I saw one article people going as far as getting their good limbs cut off so that they can have these.
Now that's deep.
Yes, they can have these limbs and tweak it so that you can go and run faster or have a chance in the Olympics where you think you might not have a chance as an able-bodied person.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I think anybody that has some kind of handicap like this young man that can compete. And like I said, the man compete. He was running 46.5, which means he's good enough really to place with probably the top, 100 people in the world when it comes to running this sport. Or at least say maybe 200. So regardless of what his handicap is or isn't, I think he deserves to qualify just like the next man. Because regardless, your legs will only do so much for you. You still have to have that ability to be able to move that fast, to be able to breathe properly, to be able to maintain yourself from a cardio standpoint to keep up at that particular pace. And so I think it'd be foolish for anybody to cut their limbs off to somehow gain some kind of prosthetic that's quote unquote out there that's going to make you run faster. If you're foolish enough to do that, well then be foolish, because no prosthetic is going to make you run faster.
There's some crazy people.
It's all about you and your training.
Do a little crazy stuff
but
I'm just saying.
But but kudos to Oscar.
Yeah,
Oscar.
Man,
Oscar
from
is
South
big ups
Africa.
to Oscar.
He's making the ladies smile too. A lot of comments talking about how cute he is too.
All
So
right. Is he cute, Miss McCray?
He is handsome.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's the inspiration. It's all wrapped up in one.
If
All
he was
right,
a-
Oscar.
Well, if he was a brother from South Africa, I would have been a little more impressed too.
No.
Oh, my bad. I ain't say that.
Just a little bit more.
407-894-1680. 407-894-1680. We keeping it light tonight, y'all. But I did open up the phone lines. If any of the people out there want to call in represent for their favorite candidate in next week's election, please feel free to give us a call. Let us know why it is that we should be paying attention to your favorite candidate, whoever that might be. But no candidates, please. No actual candidates. But continuing this discussion about the Olympics, 407-894-1680. So that was one of the big stories. The other big story, of course, is Miss Gabby Douglas. The Miss Gabby Douglas, the two-time gold medal winner now, has made some new history. The first African-American to win the all-around gold medal in gymnastics. And so that congratulations out to her. Of course, the controversy, though, is people discussing what her hair looked like. Like, are we serious?
Yes, we're serious.
People discussing what her hair looked like as she tried to number one, sweat to win a gold medal, and we're talking, and people are criticizing the fact that her hair wasn't laid as she tried to win a gold medal.
As she flips in the air, twists and turns and all kinds of stuff. This is what's popping off. To that, it's national news. It was one thing when it was kind of rumbling, people would say something. Then when it's on MSNBC, front page, hair controversy, really to the point where she has to say something about it?
That is hidden racism.
No, it's not racism.
It's not even coming from the white
because
folks.
It came from black people.
It's coming from us.
Black people the first people that made this comment.
It's coming from us, which is sad.
That's hidden racism within the same race then, if that's the case. Whatever you want to say, because if it would have been somebody of another color, I guarantee you they wouldn't have been caring about her hair at all.
No, they wouldn't have.
Not at all. That's just hitting racism against your own color. Yeah,
that's they were talking about that this morning on Tom Joyner. A lady came on. She was saying how it's really a shame, even at this higher level, we have Michelle Obama, Oprah, all these successful African American women out there, and we still she's 16 years old, first of all, and she's at the height of her sport. I think just because we don't see gymnastics that much, we take it for granted when the Olympics come around. And not even just gymnastics, all these people winning these gold medals. This is all they do. Most of them be broke most of the time doing it, because unless you play.
Gabby's mother went bankrupt.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Because unless you play in the NBA or you're expected to win something so you can get an endorsement deal, you pretty much working a part-time job and training the other time just to get that gold around your neck. So, like the last thing she should have been worried about is hair. I don't care if she came out here bald head. She won that gold. That's all that mattered to me.
Well, and the problem, what people are saying, how it wasn't done or it just looked greasy. The girl was doing flips. So to me, it looked like she put like a gel on it to keep it down. You could see the clips at the top by the ponytail to keep her hair down, so when she's doing a flip, it's not in her face.
But who cares? The whole point is you doing the flips. We're not worried about your hair.
Exactly.
That's my whole thing.
That is the point. That is the point.
The point is you doing some flips in the air, upside down with your legs, posture. I didn't know hair had anything to do with gymnastics. I understand with the basketball players, Lisa Leslie, she likes to go out with earrings and lipstick because she's still a woman and a lady, but now your hair has to be a certain way.
That was crazy.
If you doing, and then like you said, this is on MSNBC, this is on major networks and getting national play, and that's messing up this young lady's self-esteem at only 16. Like, seriously?
16. But when she's in interviews, when she's not performing and doing her sport, her hair, she looks fine. She's 16. She looks great. But when she's performing and being an athlete, she has her hair swept back.
This is why we don't supposed to put everything on Twitter. This stuff does make the news, y'all.
It made the news for sure.
We're talking about ourselves like we are nothing. That's a gold medal, and we talking about hair. I'm like
a gold medal in history at that.
Right.
Black
To be honest with you, in her sport, that's the equivalent to Barack Obama winning the presidency to us.
Pretty much.
That is that is the equivalent to her sport. That's what she just did. You know, because it just doesn't happen. Well, obviously it hasn't happened before.
Right.
And we had, I don't know. I'm ashamed, people.
To the point where she's being asked this question.
Everywhere she go, that's gonna be the main thing you're gonna think. She won the gold,
right?
But her hair was so messed up.
Her hair.
Like they got to do something to try to tear us down and make us look bad. That's hidden racism. I understand, like you say, it might be some other people that was the same color as her, but
there's no might. It was.
But like I said,
it definitely was.
Just as in slavery, you had house slaves that dogged the people that was outside slaves. You still got that going on today, and that is hidden racism against your own race. I'm sorry, but that's just uncalled for when you got this young lady who's not even 18, setting history, breaking records, and then you got some people that want to talk about something that's not even the point of what you're talking about. That just makes no sense. Like, seriously?
Yeah, it's great.
The dude with no legs, his hair was. Oh, did you see that part? Nobody wanted to talk about that. Like, nobody wanted to talk about that. But
it's smart. You know, and the thing that really kind of made me laugh even more was I was noticing in one of the other Olympic races, there was a young lady from Nigeria running in the 100-meter race, 100-meter dash, and you talking about somebody's hair that was messed up. But we talking about Gabby Douglas. but yeah, man, there was I read a great blog on a website called sportyafros.com, sportyafros.com. The blog, the website itself is actually dedicated to black women and their hair as it relates to exercise. And so there's a lot of interesting things about exercise and your hair because, of course, the real issue here is, you know, black women care about their hair, or some of them will say, above all, if you will.
Yeah, unfortunately, I would tend to.
And so that's really the underlying
That's why
issue.
a lot of them don't work out, you know.
You know, and that's one of the things that they talk about on the site, as well as encouraging black women to kind of go natural so that you're not kind of caught up in these things, because you know a lot of them, one, they don't work out, two, they don't go swimming, and you know, so they don't exercise in general because they're worried about sweating out you know, that due that they just paid a couple of $100s or so for, and making sure it stays, you know, tight and right for whatever extended period of time that they're trying to keep it for. And that's kind of one of the things they highlighted in this particular blog on the site. It's a really, really good blog. You should probably go check it out. sportyafros.com is the name of the website. But yeah, just discussing black women, and their, you know, need to make sure their hair is always right. And at the peril of, you know, exercising properly and, you know, potentially leading to different diseases because you aren't properly exercising, or even gaining extra weight because you are not exercising. But I just thought that was crazy that we were discussing, or they were discussing, a 16-year-old's hairdo as she tried to sweat, or as she was sweating, to win two gold medals in the Olympics.
And another thing that did irk me, the flying squirrel nickname.
Well,
really?
Who actually came up with that? That's
the coach, the male coach. He nicknamed her the flying squirrel because he said she reminds him of a flying squirrel when she's doing the bars. Really?
Well, you know, to be honest with you, I can see it.
No, don't agree.
I'm not saying I agree. I'm just saying I can see it.
Let's call it something else.
I mean, it's better than flying monkey.
But it's still a reference to an animal, like a squirrel. She's just so much graceful.
They call
than
Kobe
that.
the Black Mamba.
The what?
The Black Mamba.
What What is that? I've never heard him be.
It's a snake.
Yeah, the
I've
Black
never
Mamba.
heard
That's
him
That's Kobe's nickname.
referred to that.
Yeah.
The Black
Ever.
Mamba.
That's been his nickname since forever.
Really?
Yeah, over 10 years.
Where
that's
have
been
I
his
been?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I've never heard that.
The Black
Probably was
Mamba.
with them deltas, you know, they don't.
Wait a minute. See,
Hold on, we got a caller.
why
we got
do
a caller. Hello, Doretta Bryan. How you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, what's your comment tonight?
My comment was just I've been listening to this now for the last couple of days, and the thing that I find so ironic is who are the ones who reported this stupid story? I mean, why in God's name would you report something about her hair, and she has just done something in gymnastics that we as a people have never had, a wonderful, talented young lady who just achieved the gold. This is so, this is just so unbelievable and so far-fetched from my mind. I cannot actually believe that someone had the audacity to print the story.
Yeah.
Why would they even write the story? Why wasn't it even permitted? I don't understand that. And we're talking about this is being discussed among my peers. We're not discussing her hair. We were so impressed about how she flipped through the air and how wonderful she was. Nobody was worrying about her hair. So who is saying that we're all wondering, we're all fussing and complaining about her hair? I think they took one little story or one idiot reporter who reported this and said this, and now they've blown it all out of proportion. That's exactly how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with her
Well,
because.
sorry, go ahead.
Thank you, Miss Bryan.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like I say, I mean, they got to have something to try to make us look bad. They got to have something to try to kick us down because, like I said, like it all boils down to hidden racism because, they can't let us get too far, can't let us look too good because if they do, then we will take over, and they don't want that.
Yeah, but I would say this. Unfortunately, we still have to lay a lot of this blame on ourselves because actually where the story comes from, this was a big topic on Twitter. I mean, it was all – I'm not even on Twitter that much. But the reason I heard about it because I got on Twitter one night, and it was like all down my page. Everybody, this hair, this hair, this hair. So that's actually where they pulled the story from because it was such a big topic on Twitter.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of the comments were – it was things like, "Oh, well, it's great, Gabby won the gold, but ooh, girl, what about your hair?"
Yeah,
and that's kind of how they presented it. It wasn't so much, "Ooh, her hair." It was more like, "Ooh, that was great, but ooh, did you see her hair?" kind of thing. But again, and when it was us, because that's what we expect all black women's hair to be, right and tight all the time.
She was supposed to have that Hawaiian silk it down her back.
And they don't want to see the natural beauty of the hair. They want to see it laid and all of that jazz. So it's us. But yeah, that was a big story. But congratulations to Gabby Douglas.
Yeah.
There was another article in there that was talking about some huge endorsement deals that are going to be coming her way as a result of her 2 gold medals. I even think I saw a picture with her on a cornflakes box already.
Yeah, they said the actual box itself won't be out in the fall, but that was like a
promo.
Yeah.
So shout out to Gabby Douglas. She was
box
competing. I know she competed in another event and she didn't place in that particular event. But I think she came in last place actually.
Yeah.
She
the
kinda
bars
messed up
yesterday, and tonight she's actually doing the what's the other?
Unbalanced beams.
Unbalanced beams. That's right.
Yeah.
And I don't think she placed in that one either.
Oh, she didn't place in that one either.
No,
but that's all right.
But that's all right. She got them 2 golds.
She got 2
That's
golds.
all right. She got 2 golds.
And another
2
refreshing
golds
thing
and
about this
$20 million
is
in endorsement. So
booyah.
Another refreshing thing to everything she wins, she always gives God the glory.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she is so adamant about that. I mean, to me, that is the most beautiful part
At
of it.
16.
Everything she says, she always giving God the glory.
Yes.
That is just beautiful to me.
And she's so poised when she does her interviews. You could tell she's still new at it. She's a kid, but she just comes off so free and excited, and just she communicates very well. I'm just proud of her. It's like America's little sister.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. One of the things I noticed, of course, they interviewed Dominique Dawes as well, and it was almost touching to see how emotionally torn she was when she, and not in a bad way. She was, of course, happy for Gabby Douglas, but just the emotions that were pouring out of her as she discussed Gabby Douglas's win. I think that was pretty touching as well. So shout out again to Gabby Douglas, America's next millionaire.
Pretty much.
America's next millionaire. So forget about bankruptcy, mama. The baby's bringing it home.
Yes.
But, so yeah, that's another story going on. 407-894-1680, 407-894-1680. Again, we're discussing the Olympics and some of the events that are happening as well. But we have opened up the lines as well for anyone that wants to call in and tell us why your favorite candidate is the best. Of course, the elections are happening next week. We will be gladly discussing those and the outcomes of those. But in the meantime, for tonight, if you have a favorite candidate and would like the family here to know about why your favorite candidate is the best, 407-894-1680 is the number. 407-894-1680 is the number. All right, something else going on. Them Williams sisters.
Yes.
Them Williams sisters. Them Williams sisters always killing everybody in tennis, man.
They are bad.
They are bad. And then Serena, of course, with the Golden Slam, as they call it. She's won all the majors this year in tennis. And now she's took home the gold in tennis as well. And then they also took home, I believe this is their third time taking home the doubles gold as well. So Serena's walking away with 2 golds. Venus has the 1. But of course, what are they talking about with Serena? They talking about Serena crip walking.
Get your walk
walking.
Get your walk on.
On center court at Wimbledon.
At Wimbledon.
Crip walking on center court.
That was hilarious.
Wimbledon.
That was hilarious.
I'm like,
when I saw that, I couldn't do nothing but laugh. That was hilarious. I like it. You want to talk about sticking it to the man.
Sticking it to the
Yes. Do you realize you do not get no more European than center court Wimbledon?
That's what I was like. It is prime. Prime.
You don't get no from the sports world. You don't get no classier than that.
Right.
Jason Whitlock wrote an article about it. He called it the.
Oh yeah, if you the U.S. the British Open of golf.
Now Tiger Woods would have started crip walking.
Oh,
that would have been like really sticking it to the man.
I don't think Tiger Woods knows how to crip walk.
Tiger can learn. Him and Serena go back.
Oh man.
But yeah, Serena Williams crip walking at Wimbledon. Well, obviously, Jeremy thought it was a great move.
It was funny.
I think so too.
I'm not gonna sit up here and parade like, oh yeah,
it was so bad. It wasn't bad.
It was just funny.
It was. I agree.
It was funny. I don't see nothing negative about it. I'm not saying I see everything good about it, but it was funny.
I mean, it might not have been the classiest thing to do, but hey, I'm here. I done been
That's
here.
right.
Ain't nothing you can do to knock me off my rocker.
Ain't nothing you can do.
You're going to see me crip walk in front of everybody that's watching this right now, because this is the Olympics. This is the world is watching right now, and I done won. What you gonna do? You gonna make me retire?
Right. And the thing I liked about it is like, not only did she win, I mean, this wasn't even a match.
Nah, it wasn't.
She could have been out there with her mom.
Right. A warm up.
It would have been the same thing. I mean, Sharapova, if y'all don't follow tennis, Sharapova is not a slouch, any means.
Right.
And she just, wiped the floor with her. I mean, it wasn't even like, huh? I was thinking like, was she sick or something?
I don't know, but she won 6-0, and then 6-1 that's how she won.
Yeah. One
match was 6-0, the other one was 6-1. So she only beat her once in 12 matches.
Yeah, she only won one game, and I barely won that one. But I
seen
just
Serena actually sneezed, and that's what made her lose.
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
She said "Hachu," and
when the ball went right by.
Scared. She had the eye of the tiger. Like one shot, she just was like zoned in. I was like, dang, I'm scared, and I'm not on the court.
That's one thing I noticed. I've been following them since they started, and one thing even more so than Venus, when Serena's focused, she can't be beat.
Yeah.
Like at all. It's like when she plays like that, she can't be beat.
She is a beast on that court.
I mean, and if you look, the thing I like to hear about it, because for years they wouldn't really give them the respect they deserve, but now you hear a lot of the commentators talking that saying that Serena is arguably the best women's tennis player in history, and she by far has the best serve in women's tennis history ever.
And she is now the best dancer
in
tennis history.
Yes, she is
the best. None other tennis player ever can do what she just did.
No,
they ain't got that rhythm.
Not at all.
But really, on the Wimbledon court,
yes,
that's what you
especially
on
the Wimbledon court.
I would have been there to record it.
That's how you want to. You're on this prestigious stage.
Yeah.
But look how she said. She said it was. She's like she don't even know where it came from. She was just so jubilant. She was just.
I got to do something.
I got to do it.
I got to dance.
Compton in the house.
Exactly. West Side. Common, where you at?
Jason Whitlock.
Where you at?
Jason Whitlock wrote an article about it, and he basically he said she was wrong for doing it. And
I know he was gonna say that.
Here's his comment. Here's his comment. He said, one, he thought it was premeditated, and here's the reason why. The Williams sisters in general have a lot of history when it comes to Wimbledon, because they don't really get the respect, of course, in tennis. Because of who they are and some of the things that they do. You know, Serena is known for her outlandish tennis outfits. And to kind of cite...
they're wonderful outfits, personally.
Of course you
To cite an example, he talked about...
the best dressed in women's tennis.
At one particular time, Wimbledon, at one of the Wimbledon matches, the Queen came to center court to see a match. And... Serena was scheduled to play at that particular time, but what they did is she kind of got prepared. You know, she prepared herself for the curtsy and all of that. Right. But what they did is they ended up changing her match so that she was on court 2 and not on the center court where the Queen would be. And then allowed other people to play. So obviously she missed the Queen. The Queen did not get to see her play. So he kind of felt like, being that they have been slighted over and over by the folks at Wimbledon, this was sort of a big slap you in the face.
All the more reason to. I enjoy it even more now.
Exactly. Thank you.
It's like every time I see it, it makes my. Now you gonna say it.
I think that's sad. That's
Paul
so
Mooney references are probably not good.
I didn't go say it.
Hidden racism.
Every time
Paul
I see
Mooney
it,
references are not
to court 2? Are you serious? I would have quit walk. I would have did some push-ups. I would have did more than that right now.
Yeah, they apparently moved her to court 2, away from center court, so that the Queen would not see her play in a particular match. Apparently, this happened a few years ago.
You know, you don't get no worse than that. That's the biggest slight you can have, especially at Wimbledon. To move your match, to make sure the Queen isn't offended or anything, like you just gonna, she ain't gonna control herself. That's why you crip walk on Wimbledon when you win the gold. That's why you do it. You know what? I can't control myself.
And they can't beat me.
There you go. And see, at the end of the day, that's the problem.
And that is the main. Can't nobody beat me, and y'all getting mad because my hair look good.
You know,
Lord.
You know how happy they are Tiger Woods ain't won no major? You can't stop Serena Williams.
Can't stop. And she like black men.
Yes. For now.
Right.
Well, actually,
who knows what she's doing over there?
Actually, she was dating a white guy.
I know.
Recently, apparently.
I know.
As they say, she was dating a white guy recently. So she does like black men, but I guess she
get your walk. Oh,
she switches.
Sorry, this is gospel station.
Thank you. Thanks.
Jesus, walk with me.
407-894-1680 is the number. 407-894-1680 is the number. I see we have a caller, Jimmy Shine. How you doing tonight?
Jimmy Shine on the air. How y'all doing?
We're doing
all right. How you doing?
Hey man, let me ask you something. How long y'all been on the air?
Oh, we're pushing a year in a few months.
Oh wow! I didn't know y'all was here, man. I would have called in long before now.
Well, we're glad you're here now.
Glad you're here now, Jimmy.
Well, yeah, because you know, a good talk show. I can't pass up a good talk show.
Oh, we appreciate that compliment.
We do appreciate it.
Well, you guys are right on the money, man. Because I tell you, some of the things you commented on tonight were very good. I don't know if I agree with them or not, but I appreciate the fact that you were here to present them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the show is called Family Talk.
Real Family Talk.
Real Family Talk, and you're on like what? How many days a week?
Just Tuesdays right now, 9 to 10 p.m.
Okay, I'll mark it on my schedule, and hopefully I can tune in more often.
I appreciate it.
Hey.
Where you calling from, Jimmy?
This is Orlando, Florida.
Oh, you are in Orlando. Okay,
yes,
that's good.
Sir.
Well,
yes, sir.
Spread the word.
Huh?
I say, well, spread the word.
Well, I will certainly do that, and for all means, please hang around because we need you there.
Oh,
thank you.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. We appreciate that. Hey, Jimmy, another thing we're doing tonight, we're asking people if they want to talk about their favorite candidate in next week's election. You got any comments on that?
You're talking to the wrong one, brother. No. Well, as most people know, I don't vote.
Oh,
okay.
What?
I don't vote.
Well, tell me this. Why you don't vote?
I don't vote because I do not like the separatism that comes along with voting. I believe that we are Americans. Yes, we are black, white, Hispanic. We all have our own little attitudes and ways that we believe. But this is hardly the time to turn on each other when the country is falling apart. We need to be uniting with each other and trying to point out where the problem is. And I just find the voting process reprehensible. The separatism and the hate and the people behind it who use that separatism and hate to keep us divided, to keep us fighting each other. Yeah. There is a master plan going on behind. See, when we see Democrats and Republicans, all we see is black and white. Right. But there is a master plan going on behind this. There are people who are pushing this agenda and who are making us intentionally hate each other. I hate him because he's a white bigot. I hate, oh God, there's those welfare-sucking blacks again. And there is an agenda behind this. And I can see past that. I can see beyond that agenda. And I know that this is meant to keep us fighting and to keep us divided. And I won't participate in that.
Oh. All right, Jimmy.
Ladies and gentlemen, you better look for Jimmy Shine next Tuesday at around what? 9 o'clock?
9 o'clock.
Okay. We'll be looking for you.
All right. Well, appreciate it, Jimmy.
Appreciate
Thank you.
I like to piggyback on what Jimmy was saying. First of all, I definitely agree. I have been saying that for decades, years. That is the reason why I am definitely not voting for Obama, and that's the reason why I'm definitely not voting for Mitt Romney. The people in the shadows are controlling their agenda. Been saying that for decades.
I want both of y'all to think about your ancestors who died for the right to be able to speak their mind and to have what they believe in just given a chance. I think that just slaps them all in the face for these people who fought everything for
Please
everything.
Name one.
What are you talking about? Please name one. Your history books. What are you talking about?
Let me say this. I disagree with you on because not that I don't. I do understand what you're saying. They died for the right.
Right.
Now we have the right not to, because like you said, now the scale is so wide now, and like speaking of how you say, a lot of people believe that. I believe it also. I do believe it also. And when I find myself in a position where I really don't like anybody to vote, I don't vote, because I'm not just going to vote for the sake of voting.
Right.
If I like somebody, I'll vote for them, but I'm not just going to vote for the sake of voting. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't believe in putting my vote behind something I really do not believe in. Like a lot of people do feel like that, because I do agree with that. There is a big agenda behind this separation in the political parties. It's been going on. Obviously, it's been going on since the beginning of the country. It was
right. Been going on every election.
Right. It's been a point behind it the whole time. But like I said, now with billions and billions of dollars at stake, there is a whole nother agenda. It's a bigger, wider agenda now than it has been in the past.
I agree that there's, you guys are right. There are certainly things going on in the background, bigger than what we see as far as face value as what these candidates' issues are. while I agree that that's the case, I still think one should vote just to offer, it's sort of your way to be able to offer an opinion as to who you think is going to better serve your overall agenda long term. Because at the end of the day, regardless of who is in the shadows controlling this and controlling that, these shadow people, these representatives of these shadow people are going to, somebody's got to win, somebody's going to represent them, and somebody's going to put an agenda forward that is either going to, one, in the long term, some way benefit you, or two, in the long way, somehow take away from who you are. And so you should at least throw a name in the hat. And your name may not do exactly what you want him to do, and he's probably not going to do everything you'd like him to do, but at least throw a name in the hat to contribute to some sort of
that makes no sense though.
Change.
That's like saying
it does make sense.
That's like saying
because no politician is going to do everything he says he's going to do,
but
and no politician is going
like
to do everything that he's going to do. Some good things, he's going to do some bad things.
He's going to do what the people tell him to do.
But
that's the whole thing.
And some of those are going to benefit you, and some of those not.
But
you got to throw your name in the hat.
What is throwing a name in the hat going to do if he just going to do what the people tell him to do? That's like if you a manager for a company. All you can do is what the owner of the company tell you to do. Now, you may be the manager and you help out people and you fire people and you hire people and the people who mad come and talk to you. But at the end of the day, all that manager going to do is what the owner of the company tell him to do. And do you ever meet the owner of the company? Have you ever met Ronald McDonald? No. But I guarantee you.
And nobody's going to care that the dude doing French fries comes and throws a fry on the floor.
But regardless, it's
better. You heard him more about not showing up for work.
No, you don't. You actually don't, because
you heard him by telling the people to stop going to the company and eating. That's what you do. So at the end of the day,
that's not realistic, though. It's not realistic that you're going to convince a nation of 200 and so million voters to not show up at the polls.
But nobody's saying you're trying to convince anybody. They're speaking on. We're speaking on our own personal beliefs. We're not trying to convince anybody else. People have how they feel about certain things.
But I'm just saying you should at least throw your name in the hat.
Wall Street was all about.
Throw your name in the hat. Throw your name in the hat.
That's what Occupy Wall Street was all about. Because you throwing that name in the hat ain't doing nothing but just messing up a good hat. That's all that's doing. Cause them names not going to do nothing that's in the hat. They doing like the lottery. Like, Bill bitch me. Come on, let's go. And then the people just telling him, okay, now this is what we want you to do and this is what we don't want you to do. We want you to talk about the girl hair and we want you to talk about the man legs. Like that's what is the point? That makes no sense. What is the point of picking these people that's named that's in the hat if they gonna still do the same exact agenda?
Well, they're not the same agendas. They're slightly different agendas.
Right. And if
that's what they're telling you now because their names is just in the hat.
No, but if everybody thought like that, nothing would get done.
What gets done?
If everybody said,
what gets done?
Things get done.
Gas goes up.
That's going to happen regardless.
No.
As our demand goes and the prices inflate, as time goes on, those things are going to happen. But if everybody sits back and says, I'm not going to vote, I'm not going to do nothing, then there's really no control and then they can do whatever they want to do.
But that's
Whereas
the thing.
this is the right for the people.
Out. You have to start from the bottom and get them out of office.
I would say this.
You got to vote, man.
I would say this. In your local elections, I do place a greater value on those. But when you start, to be honest with you, when you start talking about presidents and when you start talking about people who've been in the House or been in the Senate for, you talking about 10 plus years, to me that stuff doesn't matter. Because everybody know they're gonna play, they're gonna walk their political line, or they're either gonna walk their political line and at the same time they go do what they need to do to keep the money flowing into their campaign, taking they adventure trips to Europe to seek out this new energy alternative that France has never brought energy anywhere, or thinking about it. You know. I mean, let's just be honest, man. We all know that's going on. To me, I don't even think that's up for debate. Everybody know they play that game.
What changes has Obama brought?
Hold on.
Well, I would say this. Well, first of all,
he must have brought a change to Jim Beef in the back.
The first of all, the biggest.
I'm sorry, Jay Real.
Did he just go to Jimmy B? Oh, wow.
My bad.
The biggest change that he's brought is really going to be healthcare. That's going to be the biggest change that he brought. And so, and healthcare, I guarantee you, would not have been done if John McCain was in office. So who you put in office does matter, and there's different things that will happen as a result of who you put in. And so those things do matter. You know, you talk about this election. You put Mitt Romney in office, and it's not a guarantee that it's going to get repealed, but let the Republicans win the House, let the Republicans win the Senate. I guarantee you it will get repealed, assuming Mitt Romney wins that election. So the elections do matter. Things will change as a result of who's in office. And while I agree, I understand Jimmy Shine's point. I understand you guys' point about these unknown entities that are controlling different candidates. I agree with you on that. But it does matter who is in office. And as far as your comment about, you know, people being in office 10 or 15 years, you know, I've already told you, I'm an advocate. You know, we need to stop that. But we need to stop that. The only person that's going to stop that is the people. We're the ones that continue to vote for a particular name. So
there's not going to be any bills drafted saying they can only serve 2 terms.
But that's okay. You don't need to draft a bill.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That's
like
you said.
Does. Like you said, the voters are going to have to do that. The voters will definitely have to do that.
Because they've actually drafted those bills to create term limits before. They just never succeed.
Yeah, they're not. They're not going to cut off the money train.
Right, exactly. So it's up to us to decide, man, he was in office for 5-10 years? What? Oh, I'm just gonna vote for the next guy just because, you know.
My thing
sometimes that's what you have to do. Just vote for the next guy to get the other guy out, just to get some change. It's not a necessarily good thing to have all Republicans or mostly Republicans in a particular building.
Right.
That's not a good thing. You need to have some Democrats and some independents in there. It's not a good thing to have all Democrats in the building. You need to have some Republicans and some independents in there. You know, so sometimes
all Democrats wouldn't be that bad. No,
this guy. So you need that change, though. You need that change. But we appreciate Jimmy Shine. Jimmy Shine's got a whole nother conversation going.
Yeah,
but
I'm looking forward to hearing from him in later shows.
Shout out to Jimmy Shine. But yeah, we got a few more minutes. A couple more things, of course, as always. When it comes to basketball, we're killing them. Well, not everybody, but the way we beat Nigeria, though. Yeah. I felt bad for Nigeria. I felt like, why did we beat Nigeria that bad?
That was bad.
Wasn't this their first year having a team?
It was.
The first year making the Olympics.
Making the Olympic team in basketball.
But they did make Harden look bad. I'm so sorry. Did you see when he crossed him over and made him do a split? Y'all didn't see that part.
No, I didn't. I didn't see the game.
Oh man, some dude crossed him up so nasty, and he made him do a nasty split. Like it looked like it hurt too.
Well, see, the good thing is, or hopefully, as the European countries have progressed and gotten better, in the next 10 years, 15 years, the African teams will get better as well, because there are a lot of African players in the NBA, and a lot of them, unfortunately, are playing for European teams because they've flee to those countries early in life, escaping their country. So a lot of them, you have different ones on different European teams. If they play for their home nation, so they could be a little stronger,
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. But yeah, man, that was almost embarrassing.
I want to dead one talk. Could we please stop saying this team could beat the Dream Team?
Yeah.
Because I don't care what you say, 92 Dream Team would not be beating Lithuania by 5 points. It would be an 83-point win, just like they put on Nigeria. See, that's my whole issue with the whole comparison. With the 92 Dream Team, even with the competition they playing today, it would be no close games.
Yeah.
Ain't going to be no, they were struggling in the first half. No. Second quarter, game's over. Go home. That's it.
I agree.
The level of professionalism was on a whole nother level. I'm like Barkley. Only 3 of them could have made that team. And I ain't too sure of that, to be honest with you.
I agree. The comparisons need to.
I mean, come on.
Need to stop. 92 Dream Team, just.
It was on a whole nother level. I mean, it's like, well, no, I don't.
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
Sorry, guys.
I don't know.
Sorry, youngsters.
Because I just don't see. I just don't see them guys I don't see them guys having any close games with anybody.
But you got to remember too, the competition that they played
No,
was not at the level that these
I'm not.
guys
I'm not.
either.
No. You have to look at the guys.
I'm not saying that the dream team is going to lose to these guys. I'm not saying that, but I will. But you do have to acknowledge the competition that the dream team played in '92.
Well, hold on,
is a lot different.
I would say this, but
boys playing
let me
today.
throw this at you.
That's a true statement, regardless.
The
of whether or not
team,
you
the
can believe
team
in win.
Yugoslavia put out there in '92, they got blown out. They had about 5 people on that team that was either I think a couple of them were in the NBA at the time, and 3 of them went later. That team right there could beat any of these European teams now. He had Kukoc, Dino Raja, Vlade Divac, and there's a couple of them I don't remember their names offhand. That team could beat any of these European teams now. That team wasn't a slouch. They blew them out the water. So, yes, the overall competition now is better, but what I'm saying is the way as those players, they were that good where they wouldn't even let these teams think they could beat them.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, the Dream Team was obviously a better team. Everybody on the Dream Team was a Hall of Famer, essentially. And certainly there's at least 5 guys on this current team that will not be coming anywhere close
at all
to the Hall of Fame.
Just 5?
I'm being nice, man. I'm being nice. Okay, what? Maybe about 7 or 8. Maybe.
Let's say who you got. You got LeBron, Kobe.
The starting 5 is going to be in the Hall of Fame.
LeBron, Kobe. Really, to be honest with you, the only person you can guarantee at this point is LeBron and Kobe.
I forgot Tyson Chandler's starting too, so maybe not.
The only person you can guarantee right now is LeBron and Kobe. You can't guarantee Durant yet. You don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
You can't guarantee Melo yet.
How can you not guarantee Durant?
He's only been in the league 4 or 5 years, Mike. Come on, man.
That doesn't count.
He could blow a knee out and not play no more.
Did
That's
the
what
same
I'm telling you.
LeBron done did.
No, he
Except
hasn't.
with the same team.
Oh, here we go.
We're not going to go there tonight.
Here we go.
We're not going to go there
tonight.
tonight.
Durant is a much better player.
There you go.
We're not going there tonight.
All right.
There you go.
The LeBron hating has begun.
I ain't LeBron hating. I'm just saying.
The best all-around player.
So I need to cue up the music.
One of the best all-around players to ever play the game. He's trying to compare a jump shooter to him.
But we're getting ready to. The show is getting ready to end here tonight. Thank you guys for listening as always. You can find us on Facebook, Real Family Talk. You can find us on Twitter, Real Family Talk. You can go to the website, realfamilytalk.weebly.com. And all the shows are up on our YouTube page, Real Family Talk. So check us out on the internet.
Edited pretty
there.
well, I might say.
And we will see you guys next week, 9 p.m.
I don't know who does
This
those.
has been your host, Jay Real.
Nice videos. I'm just saying.
You can check me out too.
Younger Brother Productions.
WOKB, Winter Garden, Orlando.
Made my life worth living. You taught me the joy of giving. It was